Welcome, 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 everybody. How's everybody doing today? Well, let's do it. I think my sound's getting out okay. If you guys can hear me okay, put a one in the chat. If you guys can. All right, let's see. Trying to get this all situated. Shout, what the fuck? Shout some of you guys out. I decided this morning to go live. Wasn't even planned. It's hard for me to schedule stuff, but here we are, people. Here we are. So, let me get to the comments here. Clan says, "What's good, SoCal? Man, chilling, chilling. What about you? What up, Wet Willie? Dr. SoCal." Oh, man. Chase Andrew's funny. There's a lot going on right now with this country, with people, with trucking. Shout out to Party Hard, man. Shout out to PH, man. You know, um, I do want to see PH succeed. You know, he's got the knowledge to do it. I have faith in him. He just cleared 3Gs on a check. That's what's up. Just remember, PH, we match your energy, homeboy. So, you know, if you're mad at a company and you're like, we got to get these fools, whatever, we match that energy. You know what I'm saying? We match that energy. When you're happy and all that kind of shit, we match that energy too, man. So congratulations for you, brother. Oh shit. Let's go ahead and just cut this down now. Jeez. Let's cut this down now. Hang on a second, guys. All right. Let's see if the phone can stay quiet enough to get this going. What's happening? So okay, everyone, put a one in the chat. There you go. Listen to Phil. Put a one. How many guys hit the like button? God dang it, man. How many guys hit the like button? What up, Clinton, Willie, David, Day Caps? Good morning. What up? One of my dudes right there. What up, Drone Jones? How you doing? How you doing? So, if you guys saw the title, man, we finally get our day to shine, right? Is my audio okay? I don't want to play back my audio on my phone, whatever, to see if I'm okay. Just let me know. Am I okay? Before I start talking and stuff, and am I fucked up? Let me know, people. Let me know. I'm waiting on some quarter fenders to show up, man. I'm painting the frame of my blue truck. I already switched it over, as you guys seen on the previous video, to duals. Got rid of the super singles. And I'm painting the frame, putting some stainless steel quarter fenders. They should be here today. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. It sucks, man, how my picture is on here, but I always like to show the Peterbilt in the back, nice truck in the back. But the green screen shit with this picture, I don't know, it fights me. I don't know why. But today's right now is our time, guys. Right now is our time. So there's a lot of things going on right now, right? Now, let me see if I can share this. I'll cut this camera for a second just because it keeps flickering. And eventually I'm gonna get back good with this stuff again. So just give me a second. See, share screen. There we go. I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. So in 2025, it says all 5 foreigners were illegal CDL license holders and killed 16 innocent Americans. 4 of the wrecks in 2025 alone. So, here's the crazy thing about trucking, right? In trucking, what up, Flatbed Day? In trucking, bro, like, oh, you know what? Real quick, Flatbed Day, that's a good idea, man. He says 501 in the building. We haven't did that in a while, man. If you guys can, shout out where you guys are from, man. Shout out where you guys are from. Do me a favor, put that in the chat. Even if you're watching the replay, put it in the comments of the replay, man. Always shout out and be proud of where you're from. I'm drinking my morning green tea. But the crazy thing, man, about trucking. What up, codename? I said codename. What up, Narc? Sweden. The crazy thing about trucking, right? It don't matter who's behind the wheel of a truck, illegally licensed or not, used to before 2025, if a truck, a semi, regardless who was driving it, would go down the road and tear up some shit, all of us, you can have 1 million, 2 million miles, no wrecks. You can have all kinds of stuff, being the best trucker ever. A lot of people can do that. And because of certain states, because of certain people and stuff like that, no matter who's in the truck, if a truck went down the road and crashed, it's all of our faults. It's all of our faults, people. Then, next thing you know, they want to put new rules in place for all of us because of people like this. Now, here's the craziest thing, right? I shared it on my Facebook, okay? I watched the live trial of this guy. I don't know what they're showing on TV or whatever, right? But I actually saw the live trial, right? And that interpreter there, right? Think about our money, right? Think about our money. So he's got to go to court. Our taxpayer dollars, and I'm going to get more back into this trucking stuff, but I just want you to look at this real quick. This dude goes to court. Now, it should not be our responsibility to make sure he understands our charges, right? But our taxpayer dollars, we got an interpreter to translate for this man, okay? Now, I watched this in court, right? Live in court. I'll share it, but it's on Facebook, and you know how the tubes are. And so we pay for that, right? Now this guy is illegally here. So to me, if you're illegally here, that means you have no rights. You have no rights, right? If you're illegal, you have no rights. But if you have no rights, why do you get to use one of our translators, right? Why is that? Here's a new thing. Show comments on stage. What's that mean? Comments take the stage. Appear on screen during your stream. Keep the conversation. Oh, let me see what happens here. It says here the comments take the screen. We'll see what that does. But yeah, so if you have no rights, why do we have a translator talking to you so you can understand what goes on? And then what blew my mind was they offered him A PD. Who knows what a PD is? Put a 1 in the chat. Let me see. If you know what put a 1 in the chat if you know what a PD is. They offered him a PD, a public defender, right? And I was like, damn, I don't understand. If we're not supposed to be here, you don't have the rights of the citizens and residents of the United States. Why are we spending money on you, bro? Like, why are we spending money on a translator? Why are we spending money to give you a lawyer to defend yourself? Like, that's like a waste of money, right? That's like a waste of money. And the judge had to ask like 5 times if he wanted a public defender. 5 times. And then his answer on one of them was maybe on the next court trial. Or maybe next time or something. And then next thing you know, the public defender is right there. Is like, Your Honor, I need to go ahead and step in and this and that, whatever. Because the guy was clueless about anything that we got going on here. Clueless. Finally, the lawyer said, hey, look, buddy, you can hire your own lawyer if you want to, but you need one today. Do you think he was excited or appreciate that our tax dollars is spending money for his lawyer? Nah, we forced it down his throat. We forced it down his throat. Still didn't have any appreciation what the United States is offering. You know, this shit is crazy. If we would just stop wasting money on people that are not supposed to be here, guess what? Maybe we'll have extra money to put in our school systems to help our kids to get better educated so our economy in the United States would have a better future, right? Because Japan, China, like, look, let me tell you guys something. What up, Mario? When I went to Japan, we all went to Japan, right? By the way, right now, my son, shout out to my little son, the one that just graduated high school, little Mikey. He's in the Philippines right now for 2 weeks. He's been there for 2 weeks. He'll be back on Monday. The Philippines. Side note, when you guys bitch and complain about trucking, how bad and shitty and your life suck and, you don't own a car or, your own ideas or none of that shit. Well, I live in the most expensive state, the most expensive insurance, the most expensive registration, most expensive everything. And I pay for my son to go to Japan. Now, right now, my son's in the Philippines. But the crazy thing is I don't get on here and just bang my chest like that, like I'm that successful because no, not my son in the military. But my little son, when he just graduated high school, what he did was he went online for his cybersecurity stuff, and then he flew out there to take a test and get a certificate. But I watched one guy, and like I don't know why the fuck I watched it, but I did, and he's sitting at the pool every day, trying to make fun of truck drivers because they're on the road making money. And he's talking about he's at the pool every day and some other kind of shit. But he don't look happy. No smile, no excitement. But it's like, bro, I'm off every day too, dude. I don't drive. I only drive when I feel like it. But I really don't drive. You know what I mean? But I'm not making videos making people that do drive. This social media is just so damn stupid. You know? But yeah, so my son's in the Philippines And so my sleeping schedule has been screwed the fuck up, man. That's why I'm tired right now because in the Philippines, so in California right now, it's what is it? It's almost 9 o'clock. So in the Philippines, so here's how he taught me, right? I add 3 hours to my time, and then if it's AM, put it PM. So right now it's let's see, it's almost 9 o'clock. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's midnight over there. It's midnight in the Philippines. So my whole sleep schedule's been fucked up because I got my drivers texting me, um, sending me stuff. I got, just I have to run this business. And then on top of that, I got to be on my son's schedule to make sure he's good, man. So it's just crazy though, right? But anyway, back on this shit. Sorry about the side note, man. Just social media, just that's why I try not to watch it because when you got grown ass dudes, you know what I'm saying, trying to validate themselves on social media in front of people they don't even know. Like, what the fuck is wrong with your brain, bro? So back on this guy, right? So, um, they forced this dude to get a PD, and I'm like, what the fuck? But if you look at our school systems, right? I mean, I'll speak on California. Maybe in your schools, you know, maybe it's good. I know. Here's what I do know. When I was a kid, uh, I had to move to Texas for a couple years. My grandfather was out there, so my parents went out there. Obviously, you guys knew my dad was a truck driver. One of the greatest thing about trucking, man, is you can get a job anywhere, right? As long as you got a commercial license. So we went out there for a couple years to take care of him, and at that time, the school, and I'm gonna read you guys' comments too at the end of my little spiel. Um, but the school when I went to Texas at that time was way more advanced than California. When I came to California, now I'm not the smartest kid on the block by no means, right? But when I came back to California, somehow because I had the Texas teaching, right? They're more advanced. Um, I was like one of the smartest kids in the class. So my mom said maybe he's in the wrong class, right? And it went bad after that. But when we went to Japan, Japan takes education seriously. Like I got a lot of videos, like Tokyo, the Tokyo College, University, or whatever. That place is huge. It's got its own fire department, police department. You got to take a city bus. When you're inside this campus, it's like a city itself. You got to take a city bus just to get to different buildings, different places, and different classes. They take it extremely serious, but we don't for some reason. You know, I'll just speak on California. You know, I don't know what the fuck they spending money on over here, man. Maybe it's just transgenders and this dumbass. I have no clue. But it's not the roads, it's not the schools, it's not our vets, and it sure the fuck ain't our homeless people, you know. But we can spend money on this kind of dumbass shit. Now, if you have seen the video, because I ain't gonna play it, but if you have seen the video of this guy, I'm gonna show you some other people. But if you guys seen, because this guy is all over YouTube right now, right? But if you guys have seen the video with this guy doing the little illegal U-turn, sign was right there. Like you don't have to read. I mean, the sign says it shows an arrow pointing at a U and it's crossed it out, right? There's a sign there. Like it just takes some common sense. But here's the problem, right? But really quick, if you guys seen the video, put a 1 in the chat. If you guys didn't see the video, put a 2. Because if you guys haven't seen the video, there's no sense in talking about the video. California's #1 unemployment and homelessness. Daycap says, what did Daycap say? Let me get over here. Daycap says they give homeless people lots of money. We are actively recruiting them. Yeah. All right. So we do have some ones in the chat. So the crazy thing is that his own dash cam ratted him out, right? His own dash cam caught everything, caught the whole accident. His own dash cam. Now looking at the dash cam, was he not the motherfucker driving the truck? Looking at his dash cam, did you guys not see the van driving under this man's trailer? And they hit that trailer hard. If you look at that video, the wheels came off the ground of that trailer. And what face expression this guy even have? Did he have his expression like his eyes got all big, like, ah, shit, man, I done fucked up now. Damn, I hope they're okay. Hell no, he didn't. Expression he gave is the one you see right here on my picture. Maybe you guys don't know this, and maybe I could be wrong, but to my understanding, some of these countries, when these people are kids, they're raised to hate Americans. They're raised to hate the United States. Some of these guys, when they're at a certain age, they have to go into some kind of military school so they know how to fight us if they need to fight us. I mean, did you guys even know that? So when they come over here for the job, they don't give a fuck about our license, our rules, or nothing. I remember I Bob towed my truck over to the Loves, right, to go get an oil change on that shit. One of these guys shows up, right? The DOT pulls this guy over, I guess. He had a whole page of violation. What up, React TV? A whole page, guys. Not a violation, a whole page. And you know what's so crazy? The man still didn't understand why he was even violated. He just handed the whole page to the technician at Loves that I need this fixed. Man, I overheard some of the shit when they're reading back to the guy. Air leaks, brakes, all kinds of shit. I'm not sure how they even let this guy even leave the scale. Honestly, he had a whole page of shit. Even the guy at the Loves looked at like, okay, damn, this is gonna take a while. You understand that, right? Like, I left. I can just imagine what his bill is gonna be. But at no time did he ask the technician, like, what does that mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? They don't give a fuck. But we have to give a fuck. Let me ask you a question, because, you know, I could be kind of dumb at times. If you go to India, you go to any other country, I mean, we can go to Mexico, we can go to Spain, we can go to Japan, China. I don't give a fuck. Just name something. Right? Check this out. If we went to their countries, right? By the way, React TV, I just named some countries for you, buddy. Will we get the same rights that we give people here? Hey, Jerome, make sure you watch over the comments, all right? But think about that. If we go to these other countries, right? Would we have the same rights? I mean, we probably don't know because we're not going to do what he did. But I know when I was in Japan, I didn't see nothing in English. Nothing. I had to do Google Translate the whole time I was there. So Seems like React TV wants some. Let me tell you something about. You must be new here, bro. Let me explain something to you, dog. People in my comment section, they don't tell me what the fuck to do, bro. When you say name the countries, I don't got to name a motherfucking thing and do anything I don't want to do on this fucking channel. This is my channel. Now you can go to your channel and react and say whatever the fuck you want to say. But as a man, the last thing I do is go to another man's channel and tell him what he's got to say on his own damn channel. And then you say everything is in general, nothing specific sounds like bullshit. That's cool. I respect your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I respect your opinion. You can do as you wish. But anyway, now that he got his attention he needed because he's new here. And maybe it's because he's used to other channels where they're gonna sit back and kiss people's ass in the comments. My whole thing is I don't give a fuck if you're here or not here, to be honest. So in 2025, there's been 5 foreigners, illegal CDL license holders, that killed 16 people. Now, understand something. Let's do devil's advocate. Let's flip the coin. Okay? Let's flip the coin. I saw videos in that same area where other truck drivers could have been making U-turns. There is people getting killed. Yeah, no worries, Ramon. But the whole thing is like there's people that are citizens and residents or whatever that hold a legal commercial license, and they're out fucking up too, right? In a way, they're making this. I don't know why they're making this guy like a bigger deal than what he is, because I'm trying to show you guys. I mean, I'm glad they're showing light to this dude, because now they're not going to make these extra rules to place on truck drivers now. Now they're finally saying, okay, it ain't the truck driver's fault. It's because people can't read the road signs. And there's a lot of that goes on in this country, right? So let's see. So we got this dude, right? Look at this next one. Let me see if I can scoot this. There we go. You guys remember this one? If you remember this one, put a 1 in the chat. Now I'm going to tell you something, though. I'm going to tell you guys something, though, right? Playing devil's advocate again. Is it their fault that our country is it now? I want you guys being honest. Is it their fault that our country gives them licenses? Yes or no? Matter of fact, let's go back to this guy real quick. Whose fault is it? Is it this guy's fault? Or is it our country's fault? Is it his fault that he couldn't read the road signs and killed all the people? Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. And I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me, right? If I was the judge, I wouldn't prosecute this guy. I wouldn't prosecute him. Here is why. Here's why. If you can't read the road signs, you obtain the commercial license illegally, which does he know he got it illegally? I mean, he applied for a work visa, right? He obtained that legally somehow. When you're an illegal in the United States, he got one, right? First mistake. It's not his fault. California, Washington, and somebody else gave him a commercial license. Is it this man's fault that he killed the people? Or is it the states and the country's fault? Put it in the comments. Seriously. They're blowing this dude up like he's a mass murder. Like, we've seen people kill so many kids at the school not get as much attention as this guy? Yes, this guy made an illegal U-turn on a highway freeway. Got it. But did he intentionally try to kill the people? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I'm in a way it's cool as getting attention for us truck drivers because that means they're going to go ahead and stop and giving illegals and everybody else commercial licenses, right? They're going to make sure people can read and understand road signs now, finally, right? But we've been dealing with this shit for how many years? Forever we've been telling people like, hey man, it ain't our fault. Now don't get it twisted. There's people can read and write backwards and forwards and sideways, and they're fucking around and fucking up and killing people too, right? Alex says it's his fault that he killed the people, but it's the responsibility of a government not to give improper credentials for foreigners. Car driver wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I mean, look, man. Check this out. Let's put ourselves in the van for a second, right? Let's put ourselves in the van for a second. Way back there. Now, we all know this guy probably wasn't going real fast to make a U-turn, right? He has a bright ass white trailer. Okay. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate on this whole situation, right? Because everybody just wants to blame this guy. Now, I don't know this guy. Don't give a fuck, right? But we got to look at the other side of this shit, right? And I know you guys are going to disagree with me and think, goddamn SoCal, but look, you got to stand on the right way if it's for you or against you, right? If you're in the van, I don't give a fuck if you are doing 70. You're supposed to do what? If you're driving a car, you're supposed to do what? Put in the comments. You're supposed to do what? You're supposed to know defensive driving, right? You're supposed to look way ahead at possible things, right? I mean, a deer. Listen, guys, a deer. I know in Florida there's probably no deers, but I'm just giving examples, right? There it is, code name. Look what Narc just put. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Whoops. So let's say it wasn't this fool right here making a dumbass U-turn, right? A deer. It's in Florida. What? I mean, I don't know. I don't live in Florida, so I'm gonna make up some shit. Crocodile, an alligator, or whatever. Anything could have went in front of the fucking van and killed them, right? Anything could have got in front of that van and killed them. They must not. But no, you got a big, tall, almost 14-foot tall, white ass billboard trailer, and you don't see that. You don't see that. Like, come on, man. Like this whole thing, and when I get on YouTube, right? When I looked at YouTube, man, this guy is all over fucking YouTube, bro. Like, I get it. He killed 3 people. I get it. He's illegal. Is he the first illegal? Fuck no. And that's why I'm going to show you some other ones. Is he the first illegal with illegal commercial license, whatever, killing motherfuckers? No. Matter of fact, us, legally, we're out killing people too. Right? I don't understand why this is such a big deal. Matter of fact, I had somebody come to my house yesterday and they're like, hey, did you hear about the truck? So let me tell you a situation that happened over in my city. They showed me the video and everything. A semi truck was going down the 14 freeway. I saw the video. The dude fell asleep. Now remember, he's a citizen, a resident, whatever, legally obtained a CDL license and is working, right? And this fool fell asleep So over here we have concrete dividers, trying to protect people from going on the other side of the freeway. Well, it's kind of hard to stop a big ass semi truck, right? This fool, I saw the video myself, um, fell asleep and drove over the concrete barrier and wiped out a bunch of cars. And my buddy that was over, there were some people in that vehicle, and some people died. 2 of them went to the hospital, and it took them like 2 months to recover and all that shit. But that's not shown anywhere on the news. That's not. I mean, you know what I mean? That's boring. We're not going to talk about that. The reality about this commercial license shit is, or any license. When I grew up, right, when I got my license at 16, and in 1925, or was it 1915, somewhere around there. But no, when I grew up when I was 16, they taught us that it was a privilege to drive. It wasn't a right. It was a privilege. Somewhere along the line, we lost that. Somewhere along the line, it's no longer a privilege. For some reason, it's a right. I don't know why. But now it's a right for anybody that shows up legally or not. They're allowed to drive. So, what up, G.I. Joe? So back on this poor guy, right? What up, Truck It? Did this guy try to kill Americans? Now, if you look at his shirt, his face expression, he don't give a fuck if he killed us or not, right? Because they're raised to not give a fuck about us. But that's cool. He has that right, okay, to feel any way he wants to feel. But he didn't tell his little co-driver over there, hey, I'm gonna make this U-turn. I'm gonna kill some people. I'm gonna make this U-turn. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna wipe some people out, right? That's not true. You ain't legal without a license. So look at this guy. So this guy actually goes to the DMV. He goes to the DMV, and our DMV gives this man a commercial driver's license. He ain't out there running around with no license. He ain't out there doing none of that stuff. He came here illegally. According to what everybody's saying, he came here illegally. And I think in 2018, he tried to get a work permit, didn't get it. But in 2020, he got a work permit, or 2021, some shit like that. He ended up getting a work permit. He used that to go hold a illegal, well, I can't even say illegal, to obtain a commercial driver's license from our DMV. Right? So this dude's in jail, and they're getting him for 6 counts. Right? Narc says, also, FYI, you can Google this, but that U-turn spot has many accidents yearly. I think lots of trucks do U-turns there. No, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. He's not the only one that does that shit. And that's not the only spot stuff like this happen. I just don't understand why this has to be blown out the way it is. The Florida governor's got to fly out and personally hold on to him while he gets on the airplane. And how many people do you guys know they get to be on a private jet when they fly out? A private jet. Like, they spent so much money on this guy. I don't understand. Yeah, he's the same driver that knocked down a bridge in January. Yeah. So he got busted for being overweight, drove over a bridge, and the bridge collapsed or some shit. But look though, listen, devil's advocate, right? Whose fault is it? We got to hold where the accountability is, right? Is it this man's fault? Now, his actions, driving over the bridge and all that, okay, but look, understand something. Let me put it like this. If you have a little kid and your little kid doesn't know how to read, write, and all that. The little kid don't know about hot stoves. The little kid don't know a lot of stuff, right? Because a little kid, he don't know, right? If a little kid does something wrong, right? Is it the little kid's fault? I remember I went to Mexico, right? And I was driving to Mexico. I think I blew by one or two stop signs out there because in my brain, the way I've been trained, I'm looking for a red sign that says stop, not alto. Now I can speak some Spanish, but I'm just, like you're programmed a certain way, right? So let's just say I blew their stop sign that says alto, not stop, and I crashed into somebody. That could be my fault, right? Because if I get behind the wheel, in a way, I'm playing devil advocate again, right? We're flipping sides here. It could be my fault. But if I hold a Mexico license, it could be their fault, right? Because they got to make sure that I know what alto means. So here's my take on this, guys. Whose fault is it? Do you guys think this guy should spend his life in jail because 3 Americans got killed? Let me just flip this real quick. We're going to talk about it. So we got this guy. He killed some people, 5 counts, manslaughter and assault and all that shit. Then we got this guy in Alabama, non-citizens. I mean, this shit's been going on forever, right? But nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Driver arrested after a Fury Clark County crash that killed 2, injured 4. Nobody cares. What about this guy? This guy held on a $1.5 million bail after falling asleep and causing a crash that killed 6. Now, this is a little bit different, right? Because he fell asleep. It ain't that he didn't know how to do a road sign or he didn't know, whatever, right? This guy fell asleep. Let's play devil's advocate. There's other truck drivers who go out there and they fall asleep too. I mean, should they nail this guy against the wall because he fell asleep? Yeah, he killed 6 people. We got to stand on business, right? But this guy probably never get out because he fell asleep. So here's the whole thing. Look at this guy's facial expression. Of course, he don't give a fuck. And then we got this guy. You guys remember this guy? I mean, so it ain't the first time, ain't gonna be the last time. But the reality is, this is my opinion, and I could be wrong. But you know what? I'm gonna let you guys speak your opinion in the comments, and I'm gonna speak mine. They need to be more responsible handing out commercial driver's licenses. They need to be more responsible hiring people into these DMVs. You know what I don't like about California? I don't bitch about California too much, but you know what I don't like about California? Guess what I don't like about California? What up, once upon a time YouTube trucking? What I don't like about California is you have some people, and I'm not even going to talk shit about the people or whatever, right? But you get these people, right? Mostly females. They're on some kind of government assistance programs for whatever reason. I'm not even gonna make up or say some shit because I could be wrong. But for a fact, they're on programs. They're getting paid every month. They get a check every month. So in California, instead of hiring people that are fit for the position, like one of you guys, they want to try to save California money by whoever has California assistance. I mean, they're not going to publicly say this to you guys or us, but it's what they're doing. They will hire that person to go to the DMVs, work in the county buildings, everywhere there's all this personal information that don't need to be leaked out or stuff like that. They put them there. They give them a job. Where does that make sense? Like we just really have to look at the whole situation on this shit. You know what I mean? So I can't hold this guy 100% at fault. Think about it, guys. Tell me in the comments, man. Tell me in the comments. I'm gonna drop the link too, but tell me in the comments. Is it this guy's fault 100%? At least he went and got a work permit. Yeah, I get it. He's illegal here. I get all that. I get he's illegal here, but he went and got a legal, even though he's not supposed to be here, he's illegal. I can't explain how that all the shit's going down like that, but he legally obtained a work permit somehow and went to a California and Washington state and obtained a commercial driver's license. If this guy would have done that anyway in the world, they would have prosecuted him. Absolutely. Anywhere in the world, they wouldn't have spent no money on an interpreter. They wouldn't spend the money giving him a lawyer when it's a cut and dry case. It's blown up because of the dash cam video. Yeah, it's just, I mean, they got other videos of other dumbass shit like this. Like, not all his fault. What up, PG? Yeah, I mean, think about it, man. Like, I know. We're all like, fuck him. He's not American. He's this, he's that. But look, bro, look. This dude is someone's brother. I'm assuming. This person's someone's son. Think about this. My son is in the Philippines. Okay. That's his first time being there. Do you think he knows the culture, knows the rules? No, I mean, he's driving out there. Somehow he went and rented a car. I know when I rented a car in Japan, I had to obtain a license, right, before I left. I'm not sure how he was allowed to do that, but he drove out there, right? But his first time out there. Now, I can't speak on the Philippines. I've never been there. But I know in Japan, there was no English signs and stuff like that. So every time I came up to a sign, I had to use my brains and be like, let me stop here. I don't know what the fuck the sign said, but let me stop here because I see another lane going another direction. Let me be safe, and I'd stop. Or I'd follow other cars or, something like that, right? But let's say something happened to my son in the Philippines and they arrested him. How do you guys think I would feel? The first thing I told my son when he was going out there is, I was like, son, I know you're programmed by the United States, but I want you to understand something. When you go to another country, you are no longer protected by the United States. You're by yourself out there. Be careful. Don't do stupid shit because whatever they say out there is how it goes, right? So this is someone's son. I mean, yeah, he's wrong for making an illegal U-turn, but is he wrong for making an illegal U-turn? They plainly said he don't understand road signs. They plainly said he don't understand road signs. So we can sit back like, motherfucker, you broke the law. You know what I'm saying? That was illegal, what you did, but did he know that was illegal? Look, for you to be accused of doing something that you did, you got to be proven that you knew what you did was wrong. So they're spending all this money on this guy. I get it. He killed 3 people. But again, so do people when they go to the schools and shoot up the kids. You know, how many accidents do we see on freeways? I mean, we see them all the time, right? If you're a truck driver, you see accidents all the time where people are just running over people and fucking people up, right? But my whole thing is, Tommy send me a $5 cash. I appreciate you, Tommy. But the reality is let's take everything out of the equation, everything, real quick, and let me build this back up for you. This guy, let's put the shoes in another feet, right? Let's say this is the guy. Let's say this guy is your son in another country. Now, I don't know this guy's story, right? I know he came in 2018. I don't know if he been here a bunch of times. Maybe in his brain, he did it on purpose. Maybe, you know, who gives a fuck, right? But we can only go by what we see, right? And what we hear. They gave this man a license, but the reality is to get a license, you got to be able to, like, this is a rule to hold a commercial license. You have to know and understand English. Now, somewhere along the line, they went around that, because that's been law forever, right? If Narc is in here, he can probably Google how long that law's been in place. But somehow along the line, they just swept that law, under the blanket, or under the carpet, or under the door, or whatever, and didn't give a fuck after that. Do you guys know how many drivers out here right now that don't speak English, that don't understand road signs right now? Like, maybe I should have Googled it. How many people that don't understand English in a commercial vehicle has caused an accident? But just picture your son's in a this is because this is someone's son, right? He don't look like he's 90 years old or nothing. I'm sure his dad might still be alive, right? But you put yourself in the dad's shoes, right? The man came out here in 2018, 2020, 21, whatever. He obtained a legal um, work permit. Again, whose fault is that? We gave this man a work permit. He's undocumented, illegal here. We gave him a work permit. Am I the only one thinking this? And then with that, now we gave him a commercial license. He was supposed to take some tests to make sure he understands the rules of the road and all that. Now he's guilty knowing, well, I take that back. He don't know how the DMV works out here, right? He's not from here. See what I'm saying? So what happens with us is we know all this stuff, and then we expect that he's supposed to know all this stuff. Do I expect my son to know everything in the Philippines on his first visit? No. When I went to Japan for 2 weeks, do you fucking think that I understood anything about Japan and their culture and their shit? Knock just send me something. Let me see what he said. So Narc just sent me. I appreciate that, Narc. In June 2016. Let's see. Okay, it lightened up in June of 2016. So in 2016, they're pretty much like, fuck it, we don't give a fuck if you know English or not. 2016. So it's been 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. They don't give a fuck if you guys know and understand English to obtain a commercial driver's license. 10 years. Laws were created by the people who committed the gain power and wealth. Laws ensure they do not be. Yeah, that's true. You have bad luck and bad timing because of the English proceeding. Now, anything that a foreigner does is under the microscope. That's a fact, Alec. That's a fact. So now, if you hold a visa, I could be wrong about this, but I think if you hold a visa now, you can't get a damn fucking commercial license. You see how? Look, you see how they go from one side of the street to the whole other side? I mean, come on, man. This guy was illegally here. So if somebody has a legal visa that came here legally, and how are we comparing those people doing everything the right way with this guy? Trump's first term, also after Trump appointed, but it just spelled wrong as a head of the AOC. Oh, okay. But think about that. I think it's the United States' fault. I think it's California's fault, and I think it's Washington's fault. We got to hold words accountable. Here's the crazy thing is they're worried about riots, right? They're worried about all that shit, right? What do you think is going to happen if this guy goes to court and here's the lawyer? Here's what the lawyer says. Here's what the lawyer says. Your Honor, this guy right here, he didn't understand what the road sign next to the truck said. He didn't know it was illegal to U-turn that vehicle right there. Okay, so is he going to be guilty or not guilty of these charges they're trying? He's got 6 charges right now against him. I watched the court proceedings today. I don't know when he went to court, but I watched it. What up, Black Heavyweight? Yeah, but he didn't look behind him and consider the rate of speed of the traffic behind him. But Black Heavyweight, listen though. I've never been to India, right? But when I went to Japan, people drove differently over there. And our common sense is not their common sense, if that makes sense, right? So I agree with what you're saying, but when they hold a license out there, see, when we get a license out here, they tell us to do defensive driving, right? So the defensive driving is look in front, consider what could possibly happen, make sure you can stop a certain feet of distance, look on your sides, look in your mirrors, just like what you're saying, right? But check this out, Black Heavyweight. Let's flip the coin. You're a kid. Now, I don't know if you have kids or not, but we're going to say you have a kid, right? Your kid just got their driver's license. Okay. Does your kid that just now got his driver's license hold the same experience of defensive driving as you? Been driving for 30 years or whatever? Or anybody in the comment section? You guys have kids. When your kids first get their driver's license, do they hold the same exact experience of knowing how to do defensive driving as you do? But yes or no? 1 for yes, 2 for no. What is it? So even though I agree, right? Because that's what we do here in the United States. That's probably not. I've never been to India or a lot of these other countries. I have no clue how they drive out there, but they might not teach. They might not teach all that shit out there, bro. So if they don't teach it out there, his form of habit of driving, he's not going to do none of that. If that makes sense. Is this making sense to you guys or no? Jordan says if the dash cam video didn't get blasted everywhere, This would have been pushed under the rug. Exactly. 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 Yeah, but he didn't try to hide nothing. You know, let's be honest. A lot of Americans would be like, "Ah, shit, I done fucked up." Grab the dash cam. They would have broke it, chunked it, grabbed the SIM card, put it in their cup of coffee. Like you wouldn't have saw a dash cam, I'm pretty sure, right? Let's see. The judge is going to say it's common sense that you should turn a truck in front of a car coming at you. You don't need signs for that. Alex, okay. But when you guys play back that video, how busy was that freeway? Now, a lot of you guys are truck drivers out here. How long do you think it takes to slow the truck down? He was probably doing what, 5 miles an hour? I'm taking it. Make that whole entire turn the way he was at before a car hit him. I looked at that dash cam a bunch of times, and the only car that I saw was that van. It wasn't like that was like the 5 freeway in California, right? Or the 10 or the 40. Like, through all that bullshit, one van just so happened to go through that highway. So, I mean, I get it, common sense and all that, but maybe he did look and didn't see nobody. And then started to make, I mean, come on, once you're making the turn, you're committed, right? Once you're making the turn, you're committed. So, I mean, we could play both sides, right? And that's all I'm trying to do is show both sides, right? Um, you know, I can stop 80,000 pounds, 65 miles an hour, well short of a quarter of a mile. That van had a lot of time to stop. He was not paying attention. That's a fact. Let's look at the people in the van. 3 adults in the van, hauling ass, chilling, having a good time. Nobody on the fucking freeway. I mean, it sucks that this shit happened. It does. It sucks. But come on, man. We gotta be accountable for some of this shit. He had a total disregard for human life around him. But heavyweight, there was no human life around him except for eventually the van popped up. Eventually, but the reality is, I mean, that place was fucking grasshoppers and crickets. But I mean, I agree with you, Black Heavyweight, on what you're saying, right? I'm just trying to play devil's advocate on the other side, because everybody's just trying to say, hey, man, kill this guy, shoot him in the head, and all that. And I'm just, you know, I don't think you have to teach not to place your vehicle in front of uncommon traffic. Common sense, not to do that anywhere in the world. I agree. That freeway was empty. That's the point I'm trying to say. That freeway was fucking empty. So think about it, you truck drivers. You're out on this highway, you don't see no cars around. You're like, fuck, I fucked up. The next off ramp is who knows how long, how far away, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever. Again, it wasn't like there was like downtown fucking goddamn, like downtown where there's off ramps every half a mile, right? But he was probably looking like, fuck, I fucked up. I need to go back the other way. Maybe he did look around. See, this is the thing about when we judge people, right? We don't know what he was thinking. We don't know what he saw before the dash cam. We don't know none of that. But what I can say, what I don't like, is once it happened, his facial expression, he didn't care. He didn't have that. You know how that shit goes, right? You see a lot of people that actually care. Something bad like that'll happen. Their eyes get all big, like, ah, shit. They're trying to talk. Hey, man, you jump out. You okay? Are you okay? Trying to help, trying to whatever. When that shit happened, you're like, oh, well, fuck it. Just some Americans. We don't give a fuck. Was the minivan speeding, though? Yeah. See, this is the craziest shit, right? The minivan didn't have a dash cam, right? The minivan didn't have a dash cam. What if the minivan had a dash cam? We'd be seeing a whole nother situation, wouldn't we? Whole nother situation, right? Then, you know, we could be like, well, those guys, but shit, they didn't rat on themselves. He was at a dead stop on the shoulder. Then he proceeded to make the U-turn. There you go, DJ. He stopped. I mean, we can assume, right? We can all assume in the comment section what he did after that. Maybe he looked around. Maybe he didn't. Fucking who knows? I mean, let me tell you something, man. Look, how many people get smacked up in the truck stop with legal residents or citizens legally holding a damn commercial license? I know one of our trucks got hit with a prime truck with a trainer in the truck. How do you hit a parked truck at a truck stop with a trainer in the truck? Explain that to me. Just explain that to me. That's all I need you guys to do. You're driving for Prime. You got a trainer in the truck. You're going to go park your truck. When I saw the pictures, there's no way in hell you could have did that. But think about that. You have a trainer in the truck. You're brand spanking new. See, that's the thing about a lot of us, right? On this, it's in our comment section. A lot of you guys have a shitload of experience, right? And you can back quarterback this shit, and I agree with you, right? It's your experience talking. Every time you guys are commenting, it's your experience. When you read the comments, you guys are leaving, I can tell that's experience coming out of you guys when you're saying stuff. It's your experience. But a brand spanking new commercial driver's license holder, which this guy is, I guess. Maybe he's not. But I'm gonna talk about the Prime guy that hit our fucking our trailer and our bus. This dude had a trainer in the truck, and Prime smacked into us trying to park their fucking truck at a truck stop. Think about that shit. Now, when I learned how to drive a semi truck, I was taught always know where that trailer is. And if you hit the curb, they would be pissed because they could have said, hey, a person could have been standing on that curb and you just ran them over. Now, let's just be honest, guys. If a person was on the curb and saw a dumb motherfucker coming to run the curb over, I'm sure they probably would have moved the fuck out the way. But let's just say they weren't. They were text messaging on the phone or, you know, looking down at their feet, tying their shoes. Yeah, you could have ran a motherfucker over, right? But I'm just here giving you guys something to think about. But the great thing about it, and what the reason why I titled this in 2025, you know, for us, is because now they're finally. So this whole video is about this, right? You guys read the title, right? So now we finally get our way, right? So finally, they're gonna make sure that people can read English and understand it before they give them a commercial license. Finally, it's been 10 years that they've been ignoring the law, right? They've been ignoring the rule, right? To get a license. Finally, it's us in 2025, guys. It's our time. Finally, that law or that rule is back in place. And now you got to understand and know English to get a license. What does that do to you guys? Let's take this whole guy out of the whole thing. Let me even take it off the screen. Out the screen. What does that mean for everybody that actually has a commercial license? What does that mean? Come on, people. What does that mean? I'm thinking there's at least 40 to 80,000 at least drivers out there that don't know English, at least, right? This is my guess. I didn't look it up. Damn it, my damn shit's dying. So think about that. They kick them all off the road. Now, I know they want to talk about this driver shortage that we have, right? But what did Alex say? Sorry, I deleted a few messages. Auto delete is fucked up. I understand. I can't see that over here. So let's look. So I bring that. So I'm hoping I did double advocate on both sides of that guy and shit like that, right? But it's nothing new, right? It's been going on for 10 years. It's been going on for 10 years. Now let's get to the meat and the potatoes. What does that mean for truck drivers? What does that mean for truck drivers? See, before, you know, they don't want to pay truck drivers, right? They don't give a fuck about a truck driver. Like, we're a dime a dozen truck driver, all that shit, right? But now they're about to kick people and take their license back. So what does that mean now for us truck drivers? DJ's the only one that can figure it out. Increases our value. Increases our value. There's brokers out there right now saying, make sure the driver knows English. If you call a broker for a load and you can't speak English, I ain't saying it's not going to happen because there's some fucked up brokers out there, right? But there you go. Now's our time, boys. Thank you, Jordan. That's what this video is about. It ain't about to crucify the fucking retard that fucking did illegal U-turn and killed the people. Because they've been doing that for 10 years. There's nothing new about that shit. Why they're blowing all this up? Fuck it. I don't know why. But yeah, right now is our time. But see, nobody's talking about that. They're still talking about a driver shortage. If there's a driver shortage, what does that mean for you drivers? Come on, people, wake the fuck up. What does that mean about you guys? Let me see something. This, I have no clue. If it was what the fuck is it raining? Hang on a second. Is it raining outside? We don't ever get rain. I grab my phone. You know how you look at your screen on your phone and tells you the temperature and all that bullshit? It's showing thundering and raining outside, man. I was gonna paint the truck. Anyway, let's get back to it. Is there a truck driver shortage in 2025? The trucking industry continues to face a truck driver shortage in 2025, with the estimate from the American Trucking Association suggesting the gap could reach approximately 115,000 drivers. Okay, well, look, 115,000 drivers. I mean, what is that in a $7 billion industry? But hey, it's a start, right? As long as they really think, there's it's just thundering, I guess. God damn, man. As long as they think there's a driver shortage, let them think it. But now it's time for you guys to do some negotiations and try to get your rates back to where you want them to be, right? Am I making sense, people? Am I making sense? If anybody wants to join the panel, you can if you want. The link's up there, I'm pretty sure. But just think about that. Right now is your guys' time, man. I know we had to do the whole long boring of how long I've been on, like a whole 45 minutes teaching you guys about this guy making the illegal U-turn, all that kind of shit. Narc, I appreciate you looking up how long it's been since they put that rule aside. It's been 10 years since 2016. Excuse me, 9 years. But yeah, it's your guys' time, man, to shine, man. Show up, be professional, speak some great English. From what I'm hearing, if you call the brokers, you better know your English. You better talk like you know what the fuck you're talking about a little bit. Know your worth now. There's a driver shortage. They got to know English. Your safety record and on-time deliveries will get you better rates now. Use it to your advantage. Absolutely. I remember one time, I'll tell you a quick little story. I remember one time, I called this broker for this load, and they said, "We're not adding no new carriers, right? Because they got to send you a carrier packet if you never hauled for them." And I said, "Well, do me a favor." I said, "Before you think that, look my company up." And he looked my company up, and he sent me a carrier packet. So just because they're not putting on new carriers, guys, you know, if you guys are the carrier or you are a good carrier that's got it, you're pretty clean. Nobody's. I'm not gonna say nobody, but it's hard to be flawless. I'm not flawless by far, right? But I'm better than most, right? So use this to your advantage, guys. If you guys are driving for somebody and you know they're screwing you on your mileage pay, you know, they're getting harder and harder and harder on this. You better speak English. You better know road signs. And with the guy that killed the 3 people, I mean, they've been doing that forever. But the good thing about it now, it came to light, right? Instead of saying, there goes another dumbass truck driver killed fucking 3 people, these fucking truck drivers, right? Because that's all the fuck we hear, right? Put a one in the chat if you think that's all we hear. There goes another dumbass truck driver just smash into something. Look at that dumbass truck driver just killed some people. You stupid ass truck drivers. Now, finally, they're putting a spotlight on it ain't dumbass truck drivers. It's not the good truck drivers out there making a living, being safe, doing what we're supposed to be doing. It's the fuckhead idiots that you guys put on the road illegally that you guys have problems with. It's not us. So it's our turn to shine with that, right? It sucks that it's him and it sucks, right? But the thing is, if you really don't know nothing, if you don't know English, driving in your own country, they didn't teach you about defensive driving, so you can throw that out the fucking window. You don't know what none of the signs mean. Like all that stuff we think about is because that's how we were trained driving, you know, growing up with a car license. That don't mean they were trained the same way, right? Our common sense is not their common sense, right? So, you know, he'll probably get off. Or they want to make him to put him on the pedestal and just fuck them all up, so nobody else does that. I don't fucking know. Who knows? But what I do know is this. The spotlight now is on who's causing these damn accidents. Now keep in mind, it ain't just foreigners. I'm pretty sure the guy in the prime truck that hit our truck that's parked in the truck stop's not a foreigner. And I'm sure the trainer sitting next to him wasn't a foreigner either. So we can't just blame it 100%. But at least the spotlight is on. You better know and understand English and road signs to get a commercial license. That part. That part, right, guys? That part. Better rates and higher pay. Think about it, guys. Think about it. Think about this. If you Google it, they still believe we have a driver shortage. I don't think we have a driver shortage. If you look at the load boards and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you tell me, because I'm not on the load board. But when I hear people talk about the load board, it don't seem like there's a driver shortage. It sounds like there's a load shortage, right? Being said, where the fuck are they getting this driver shortage bullshit at? But the greatest thing about it is the more people that are not supposed to be on the road, they get off the road. That puts more trucks in that area for those loads. Truck driving schools need to be investigated as well. Absolutely. 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 Think about this. Here's the craziest shit, right? Here's the craziest shit. Call some truck driving schools. You got one truck driving school, they charge $2,500. You got this truck driving school, they charge $10,000. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? One school charges $2,500. This other school charges $10,000. Aren't they supposed to be teaching these motherfuckers the same shit? Aren't they supposed to be putting in the same hours before they get a license? Why is it? And I know the 2,500 because where I went and bought the rims and tires for the blue truck, they were sharing this big property with the school. And I asked the school, I said, how much you guys charge? And they told me $2,500. I remember $10,000 because somebody was at Swift and or something like that, and the mega carrier said it's like 10 grand. But that was like a whole bunch of years ago. I don't know. Maybe it's $50 now. I don't know, but you know, it's back when I heard it. But why in the fuck is there such a damn man, 2,500 or 10,000? Like what the hell? Al says, yesterday afternoon in California Highway 99 South Madera, a car passed with 4 people and everybody was looking on their phones, including the driver. Yeah. Bring back, they need to learn in a manual. Well, look, the whole reason why this automatic shit came was for self-driving trucks. I said that back when they were doing it. When everybody's like, hell yeah, man, we got automatics and more shit the truck is driving. I was like, you know, they're just using you guys, you know, as hamsters, right? To get all the bugs out of these fucking trucks before they put the goddamn, you know, self-driving shit in these trucks. And that's what we did. We grabbed the automatics with pride and, you know, including me. And we appreciated all that shit and, you know, yeah. All right, guys, I've been on an hour and almost hour and a half. I don't know how many people hit the like button showing attendance. Nobody? Probably not. Do you guys understand what this live stream is about, though, guys? Oh, we got 32 likes. That's what's up. You guys understand what this video is about, though? I didn't plan on going live until this morning after I watched that court shit. So I had to speak my opinion on all that shit. But the reality is, you know, if you Google it, they believe there's a driver shortage, even though we know there's not. But as long as they believe it, that's all that matters, right? And now we just gotta wait, right? We gotta let this little court thing go. This dude right here, they're probably gonna smack the shit out of him. They'll probably, you know, kill him in the backyard, shoot him with 5 bullets. I don't fucking know. It's not my problem. But now the spotlight is on, as I told you before, even more. The spotlight was on it before this guy did the illegal U-turn. But now it's on even more, right? And so we just got to wait for the brokers, all the brokers, even the crooked ones, where all the brokers, if someone calls and they don't know English, here's another thing that they're going to get away from. What's one way a non-English speaking driver can get work if you call a broker and they want English? What is one way they can get work? I just thought about it. Put in the comments. Good morning. How's your mom doing? I appreciate that, Harpo. I gotta go see her after this. I mean, she's hanging in there, my friend. She's hanging in there. Appreciate that, Al. He said I hit the like button immediately. Glad you guys did. So here's the only thing that I can see that's gonna slow this down, right? Is this. The people that don't speak English, they'll hire dispatchers that speak English. Get their loads for them. So this whole getting people off the roads that don't understand road signs in English, it's gonna take a while, guys. It's bigger than we think. It's gonna take a while. But the greatest thing about it, guys, is the spotlight is on this problem that we've been What up, Wicked? I don't know if I shouted you out, brother, but shit. So think about that, man. It's gonna take a while, man, but finally the spotlight now finally is on the problem and not just all of us truck drivers in a group, right? So now we got to sit back and let it play out, which is not an overnight thing. It's gonna take a while. But once all the cards get played, I'm hoping, right? And I've seen, I don't think anybody brought this up, but I'm hoping you'll see a little bit more in the rates and you'll see a little bit more in driver's pay. Now, if you're a shithole driver and you call a company and you got DUIs and fucking you ran over an old lady crossing the street and, all kinds of bullshit, you might not see a pay increase. You know what I'm saying? But for all you guys got good records, when I say good record, I don't mean exactly 100% clean. I mean, yeah, you can have a speeding ticket or whatever, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of us break the laws, including myself. But we don't have accidents, we're just not all fucked up, right? So I'm hoping once the cards play out with this shit, that it'll get better. Texas isn't enforcing it. Well, Texas is one that I thought would be enforcing it. Texas is one that I would think would be enforcing it. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys appreciated this video. And for those of you guys that made it this far, this hour and a half, this video is really about the spotlight is on the true drivers causing havoc and not everybody in the trucking community, right? They didn't group us all together this time. And I'm hoping you guys are going to see better money out there come next year. I don't think you guys will see too much this year, but I'm really hoping you guys will see it next year because this is a pretty big beast to tame, with this English shit. And so I'm hoping by next year you guys will see some better money coming through and a lot more of you guys will be more happier. So until next time, whenever that is, guys, man, I appreciate you guys that rock with me. And, let's see how this shit goes. But the time is our time. And the time is the spotlight is on the people that it needs to be, which is the states that's fucking around these licenses and the people that are giving people licenses that shouldn't be having them. So once all those people are out the way, hopefully the rates and your pay will get better. And that's what this fucking video is all about. Be watching for your pay to get better or ask for your pay to get better. Till next time, people, man, I'm out of here, man. You guys have a great weekend.